Let's try to pick up where we left off. Thank you for coming back, by the way. I know that was a very long interruption. Like upwards of 20 minutes. Unfortunately, it means that my usual guarantee of getting through everybody who was in queue might not necessarily happen this time. But we will do what we can. Yep, when we left off, we just needed to figure out the last jump on the end there. Nope, that was a little too ambitious. We probably could have just made it if we planned that a little more carefully that time. No, we're not going to make it on that timing. Seems like we probably could make that timing if we fell accurately onto that spiny and maintained momentum going right. We have not been able to do it that way yet, though, so I don't know if that will be a solution. Yeah, let's just try to get things back together for the rest of this stream. Oops. Yeah, I think it was just a big outage on the ISP side. Nothing that we could have really done about it except wait. So, thank you especially to everybody who decided to come back in. I don't know if the creator, Ilnapi, is back with us, but if they're not, I will not stay on this one for too long. I do feel like I owe it to them to try to close out one last good attempt. But given how close to the goal we are. Yeah, I feel like it's just a matter of finding a good timing to get off that spiny and onto the cannonballs. Looks like ideally it's designed around getting onto the cannonballs after one jump. We haven't quite been able to manage that yet. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Getting a little impatient there. I feel like... I mean, it looks like it's designed around doing it on the first jump, but if you don't do it on the first jump, it is a little bit of guesswork to figure out how that goes. Yeah, and it's a little bit difficult to land that on the first jump because you do kind of need rightward momentum landing on that. Sorry, just gotta refocus on this for a moment. Yeah, because you really do need to fall right on the rightmost edge of that spiny, and you probably can make the first jump, I think. But need a little bit more accuracy there. I feel like this time we'll be able to do... Oh, are you kidding? Reached the goal without landing after leaving the ground, and look what we did. We actually hit the ground right before we hit the flag, so... Even just slightly too low. We'll try to grab the clear, but that was a bit of a surprise that we're just too low for the goal clearance. So. Oops. Need a bit of accuracy there. Oops. Hesitated a bit, knowing that the cannonball timing had been thrown off. Whoops. Yeah, we will have to close off submissions after this, just given the scale of the interruption earlier. But those of you already in, I will get through you. Okay. Nope, just coming in a little bit too low. And it's unclear to me how I can fix that. Given the bumper placements, you are supposed to go low into the goal. But we're just landing a little too soon. Yeah, that's happened twice now. And it's not clear to me what adjustment I can make, given that the timing on those cannonballs is not entirely within my control. Yeah. Too bad about that clear condition. I mean, I feel like even if you did not have the clear condition enforcing that you can't touch the ground, like if you just took that out, I think the level would feel pretty much the same, like everything would work the same way. The timer does a bit of the enforcement for you, and the goal wouldn't feel quite so fidgety. So I don't think this level actually needs the don't land clear condition. There's nowhere to land anyway. In order for the mechanisms to still work, and for, you know, all of these spin jumps to be enforced. So that's the only thing that I think could probably do with some revision, simply because I think missing the goal that way at the end doesn't feel great, whereas everything else in this level is actually very reliable. So I'll make one more run at it. If we fail at goal the same way again, I will drop this and move on. momentum around that corner feels a bit weird. I mean, clearly we've done it, but it's a little odd to plan around. Whoops. Total miss. Yeah. That whole thing is just a little bit weird, I think. But just that one corner. Because I feel like I definitely need the second bounce in order to hold a decent amount of momentum like that. Okay. There we go. That's the clear. Okay, thank you for your considerable patience, everybody who has stuck around up to this point. And hopefully the creator will be able to see the bottom of that clear afterwards. Let me just leave them a comment. You have some delay, okay. Actually, I'll just leave them comments separately after this session. Some delay in the video or in something else? Yeah, we may have to do a few performance tweaks here and there just to get this to run accurately. Just a moment. Okay, well, Redux, let's pull yours up. And if we have some performance issues, do let me know. Because as I said, we are still kind of just getting this back in order and up and running. Okay, this is very new from today. Thank you for giving me a chance at the first clear. We'll see how it goes. And this is a version 1.0, so just brand new creation. Not the bees. Unlike the last level that you showed me last week, not the bees. So here's another one that's going to be not leaving the ground. Whoops, just got a short bounce that one. Whoops. Why? I'm glad I came back for this one then. Low on the wall jumps as usual. Okay, we don't need to hang right quite that much. Just need to trust a bounce there. Hey, does Zetman? You can add something, but I'm not sure at this point if I'll get to it, because earlier we were interrupted by a big disconnection, so I'm a little behind my schedule. So you might as well throw in a code just in case we can get to it, because some people obviously left when we had the stream go down. But I will be closing up right after your submission, so that will be last call. So if you would like to add a code, please do it quickly so I can shut things off. Yeah, it says position 5. It will probably be shorter than that. Thank you for Spot the Difference. Hopefully I can beat it. I used to think that Spot the Difference was easy. Then somebody sent me a really tough one last week. So I'll mark the stream as closed. And we will get through the rest. So I hope I can get to you. Usually I try to guarantee that. Today, things did not go as planned, so. Oh, that registered that as hitting the ground. That's okay, I'll see more of this course anyway, just to see what's going on. Tricky but beatable, okay. Oh, I see, okay. So I'd want to bounce left right away, so I can get enough distance to clear my way over to the right. No, I need to... Oh no, I want the bee to spawn out of the yellow pipe, I see. I'm another man. We had a... Sorry, you just missed the cutoff barely. We did call you up earlier in the stream, and I think you must have ducked out to maybe get another channel. That's fine. If you drop me a follow, we'll hopefully get you into the next session, but this one... I did have to stop the queue early simply because we did lose some time to a big network error earlier. Oh, sorry, we did not get to yours today. Oh, whoops. Did not need to spin there. Should have just trusted the pipe spawn. Yeah, of course, as always, it does depend on whether we get through things quickly. Whoops. We're going to run tight on time, I think, if we lose that much time to the extra bounces. We just need to polish that off slightly. Canada, Zethman. So we are very much under lockdown conditions. I don't know if that's true where you're from as well. That seems to be true of most of the world at this point. Or a pretty significant percentage of the countries that usually show up in my viewer base in this time zone. So I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and washing your hands. Oh, whoops. Gotta trust that pipe a bit more. Okay, just gotta... I mean, the yellow pipes are pretty clearly labeled. At least... Yeah, it seems like most of the upwards yellow pipes, if not all of them, are kind of there to get the timing to work onto bee spawns. Yeah, it is a little hard to see them coming, but that's just a general issue with pipe spawns in Mario Maker. They all feel a little bit slow. Belgium, okay. Yeah. I think we're better off than a lot of countries over here, but we're expecting it to get quite a bit worse. By mid-April, we're expecting our peak to be happening within the next 2 weeks or so, given the rate of cases we are seeing now. Only going out for essentials, yeah, that's pretty much the case over here as well. Most businesses are shut down at this point. Oops. Completely missed the button there. Oh no, I see what happened. It's just a D-pad issue. It still was holding a slight diagonal up. Was throwing off my long jump. That seems to happen sometimes. Whoops. Yeah, fortunately there are still Twitch streamers. I heard that Twitch had a big system-wide outage last night, though. And I know that a lot of services, like YouTube, have started reducing streaming quality in most of Europe just because of the surge in demand. Redox is fine, you didn't miss much. Whoops. Yeah, we did have some people in the queue, unfortunately had to drop out after we had our network error earlier on. So the queue is probably shorter than it looks. But RCO, I think you are next anyway, so hopefully not too long a wait for you. You usually manage to get Redox's levels down in a decently controlled amount of time. Although I am beginning to think that I will have some timer issues here. We are at the 9-second mark, but there are clearly some locations where I'm taking an extra bounce that I don't need to take. That one right there. Nope, that was a high bounce. We should have paid attention to that arrow. We have 6 seconds at that point. Unless the goal is very soon, I think we will have timer issues. But we'll see how we do. Nope, didn't get the high jump enough. Have to be a little quicker about that. This one's nice though. I mean, like, the pipe spawning is obviously something that, you know, you don't necessarily see coming the first time, but I know how difficult it can be in Mario Maker just to get things to come out of pipes as fast as you need them to, so given the spacing of the level, that is probably as functional as you can have it. Oh, no. Should have taken a second bounce there. Dust Donny Games. The main queue is closed at this point simply because we're not going to be running for that much longer and we do have a queue to get through. Sometimes if I finish everything quickly, I have time for reopening the queue to 1 or 2 more levels at the end. I don't necessarily think that will happen today simply because we are behind schedule from a disconnection error that we had earlier, so yeah, I realize that yours is probably quick and easy. Maybe at the end we can make time for it, but currently I just want to guarantee that we get through everybody who is already queued, so. if you're not able to see it today, hopefully you can catch me on another session, either with a follow or with however means you choose, and I would love to take a look when I'm able. But we are a little more limited than usual in terms of time today, unfortunately. Yeah, it is too bad that we don't have access to something like a public bookmark site the way we did in Mario Maker 1, because one of the things that was quite nice about the old bookmark site in SMM1 was that it would give you the difficulty levels and clear rates, and you would know if an easy and fast level is coming. And so, had that data still been available, it probably would have been possible to, develop a queuing system that would just kind of make sure people with shorter or easier levels don't have to wait forever to get played and can just see theirs quickly. Unfortunately, we don't really have that here. Sort of wish we did. No, that was... I don't know why we had a ground pound lag there. That was just missed input. Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get to that at the end. But right now, like, I have some people to get through who were kind enough to come back after I disconnected and had to take a break to fix network errors, and so out of gratefulness to them, I do have to guarantee that their levels get a fair amount of playtime. So we'll see. Maybe I can run later than I expect, but can't guarantee anything. No, I keep forgetting to get the second bounce off that one there. Yeah, I know 2 bounces are better. Whoops. I did do that segment with 2 bounces earlier and get through it fine. I just forgot on the last few attempts. Whoops. The timer's not tight. Okay, that's good to know. Because I can definitely see where a lot of room for improvement can be on a timer. Because there are a lot of extra bounces that I know I don't need to take. Yeah. Main thing here is learning how to expect the bee spawns. Nope, just gotta get a high jump off that guy. Yoshi's Island is a theme? Yeah, that would be wonderful. Maybe having to constantly recover Baby Mario would not be so great, but Yoshi's Island is, well, has a very unique enemy set with all the variations on the Shy Guys. And just beautiful artwork. I'd love to just replay it at some stage, given that it's just on the Switch now anyway via the Super Nintendo Online. Oh. Yeah, too bad about those bees. I guess I'm supposed to slide on a wall. Let's try to take a look at this and see how much is left. Okay, looks like there's a piranha bounce and you just bounce on the bees consecutively on the way down, yeah. Wasn't sure what was going on with the pipe spawn timings there. Whoops. Yeah, advanced game styles. I mean, obviously it couldn't follow the same rules. Indeed, I think pretty much all of the games that can follow the standard Mario Maker rules are already accounted for. Like, you would need pretty big changes even for, SMB2 and or the Game Boy games or anything. Like, I think as far as the standard Mario styles go, we have the styles that we need. I mean, all of them could always use more power-ups, for instance. Like, NSMB era could really use things like the penguin suit or ice flower. But... oh, 1 second left on that one, so we're losing a lot of time on that segment just waiting for the bees to come out. Oops. Yeah. Honestly, there's quite a lot that's still pretty undiscovered about Mario Maker 2 and its current state. I mean, I know everybody's sort of eager for more patch content just to have new toys to play with and to stay interested, but I'm learning new things about this game every week and every time I run one of these sessions, and I have a ridiculous amount of time on Mario Maker 2. Like, I'm not new to this game. And I'm still learning new stuff constantly, and people are showing me new ideas constantly, and so I don't feel the kind of sense of burnout or desperation for new content that some people will report. But at the same time, I can see the importance of having some content to keep a healthy player base. Yeah, I don't have this segment worked out yet. We reliably have about 6 seconds left going to the red pipes. But then I lose way too much time on the descent right after that. Your level is a tech showcase that I probably didn't know about, yeah. Huh. We'll see, as I said, if I can get to it. We did have some people leave or get lost in a queue when I disconnected earlier, as I said, so it's possible that queue is not as long as it looks. And we can tag you at the end. I just really can't guarantee that at this stage. It looks like that setup wants me to bounce on every consecutive bee. I just don't know that I have time for that. In terms of the timer readouts. But you did say the timer's not tight, so I think there's just something I'm misreading about that segment. Nope. Looks like it'll be a lot of short bounces, actually, that if I just kind of short bounce my way through a lot of that, I don't lose time in the air. Okay, great. That's clear. Well, thank you for giving me first crack at that. I'm glad you came back for more. So yeah, version 1.0, I hope you didn't see anything too breakable there. As I said, you know, the main sort of obstacle with this course is just to kind of deal with the spawn timings on the bees. But with the way that pipes work in Mario Maker, you just kind of have to deal with that, right? And I think in the ending segment, when I saw that there will be a bee coming out of every pipe anyway, I could plan around that, and then it felt very reliable at that stage. So, yeah, fun level as always. Thank you for that. RCO007, if you are still around. RCO007, I kind of privately look at a time. I have I know some streamers kind of put down a progress timer just to show everybody how long they've been taking. But I know that some makers, you know, they want to get some fairly clean footage of their own stuff. Particularly with something like Mario Maker, where, you know, the levels can sometimes take up all the space on the screen, so I just try not to have too much stuff on screen. Precision or mild Kaizo, 1 Yoshi, 2 checkpoints, 3 1-ups. It must be pretty mild if it's going to be above 1%, so let's see how it goes. Oh, I see. Okay, so what's this telling me here? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, timer's not too tight at least. Oh, okay, okay, I see. Adding the Koopalings? Well, I mean, with the Koopalings, they need to add something to the game that you can't already do through interesting combinations of Junior and Boom Boom. I think they could add something. But, like, I think when it comes to additions to Mario Maker, that Nintendo likes to keep things fairly distinct. Like, they're not going to add stuff just because it was in Mario unless it adds some kind of original design power. You know what I'm saying? And so they would need to ask themselves, okay, is there something we can do with the Koopaling patterns that we can't already kind of approximate with Bowser Jr. and Boom Boom, or setups involving them? Particularly because, you know, they basically did all these original designs for how Bowser Jr. would work in games where he was not originally a presence. Try the door. Sure. Let's see why not. Okay, so Yoshi is going to be through the gate. And I assume that... what's over here? Okay, so this will be a lot of jumping. I mean, Yoshi, you can't really use him in this segment anyway, right? Because you need all these up throws. So let's just take this. Oh, I see. It's just going to be bounce, up, throw, yep. Pretty simple. Whoops, just need to fall a little more accurately. Stone block booze, yeah. That would be interesting. Whoops. Yeah, we can do this segment, we just need to be a little more precise. Yeah, I remember those. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, there are a lot of original mechanics in the classic Mario games that have not been explored. And in fact, if you go back to something like Super Mario World, it's amazing how much stuff is still there that has not been used. You know, stuff like Fish and Boo and... Well, Charge and Chuck, obviously, and... Whoops. Just need a slightly more accurate arc there. I see we need to do that at least 5 times, but we can do that. Just need to... Okay, there we go. Whoops. Only to fail right after. You can activate the on-off if you're riding Yoshi. Okay. Okay. Timing was a little bit off there, but we can get that right, I'm sure. Now, there was that one single coin to the left, and I'm wondering if that's signifying a power-up. No, just a 1-up. Okay. Whoops. not that game-changing, perhaps not. But the whole idea was that you can kind of control the activation of when he starts throwing stuff at you, right? So, okay, I'll clean up the timing here. Whoops. Okay, gotta pay attention. Whoops, hanging a little too far left, but I do see what we should be doing with the pattern here. Just I'm gonna go down slightly before we jump off. Oh, whoops. Yeah, this part's very much about consistency. The individual obstacles are not hard. Kind of getting them down 5 in a row is a little trickier, but even this part's not bad at all. And it feels great when you do it. Just because of that very satisfying clicking sound. This one, yeah. Hitboxes can feel a little bit tight, but that's the nature of a sort of pseudo Kaizo course, even when it's on the easier side. But yeah, you've got 5 repetitions of most things, I guess. So now, where are we going to throw the bomb? We'll have to... It might just be a spin jump. There we go. Nope. Walking fire enemy. Yeah, that would have some very interesting interactions, I think. It's kind of too bad in a way that we can't just, you know, attach Podoboost to things. Especially since we no longer have the positioning trick in SMM1 where we could just use them as center objects. But yeah, walking fire enemy, I do see what you mean. In general, I think some of the fire and ice interactions are definitely underused. Which is why I think Penguin Suit from NSMB would actually be a pretty decent addition. Not only for the slide mechanic, which would add quite a lot speed-wise, but, you know, stuff like that, plus Ice Flower and such. Like, you have all these fire and ice interactions that are already one of the more versatile things in the game. And there's not a lot of elements that you can actually use them with yet, so... I'm just going to skip the last one. It's very skippable. Okay, let's just try to land accurately. Oh no, we could have just gone over that time. And should have just gone over. Okay, skip that again. 3. Whoa, nope. And as a red bomb, that's going to be a little bit timing dependent anyway. We have to be quick and efficient. Pick Mario and SMM2, yeah. E-Balloon is definitely something missed, yeah. Tubular in general was just such a very unique stage in terms of getting every last drop out of the variants of the Charging Chuck. Just in general, like, you know, using a Charging Chuck to hit switches and such, that would have a lot of potential. With things like the projectile arc on the footballs and things like that. Nope, just... I kind of knew where that was going on that attempt before it was even over. It's pretty clear what was going to happen to me. Anyway, these setups actually feel pretty nice once... Yeah, I need to do shorter jumps in general, I think. Yeah, because 3D World, he actually collides with stuff and interacts with a cat suit. As you know. Bonsai Bill, I think in the standard styles, you know, since he's... Whoops, not really colliding with anything, is more of a positioning tool. Kind of true that the lack of interaction there does leave some things to be desired, but... Nope. Yeah, we need shorter bounces. Second checkpoint is after the bonus section? Okay, good. I think this is pretty decently paced so far, to be honest. I mean, it was not clear to me what was going on with the optional Yoshi up front until you just kind of encouraged me to go ahead, but... I mean, I guess with optional Yoshi, you can just bounce on these and be done with it. So if you wanted to go for a speed record, probably just do that. Nope, just positioning problem. Yeah, we just need to go lower on all of those jumps. Every single one of them. Beat the timer and get to the right side. Okay. Nope. Yeah, Twisters... I mean, they were surprisingly hard to make work. I built one level that made extensive uses of Twisters, and I've seen some pretty interesting applications of Twisters lately in the styles where they are actually able to drag Mario up from the bottom, like in SMP1. But in terms of the kind of standard intended functionality with Twisters, they did seem to have a little less to them than you would typically expect of a Mario Maker element. Just in terms of not being treated like the kind of objects that would come out of pipes or blocks. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll just put that on anyway, and it looks like that will spring our way... Oh, it's a shell jump segment, isn't it? I think it is, anyway. Okay, that's just a spring block. So let's, of course we can just drop that and see. Oh, I see, okay, no. We need to just shell jump it, I think. And then... But then we still need that to come back down, right? Oh no, it should probably pop out the other side. Whoops. Oops. No, that's too close. We need a little bit more spacing. That's actually more of a dispenser. Yeah, it's a dispenser. And we will just spin jump across these guys once they pop out. Whoops. That's a big miss. Contraption is just to save the Yoshi to the next section. Okay, I see. Okay. No, 2 blows. We'll just do a proper. Kind of surprised that I did it so quickly on the previous attempt, actually, given that I'm usually quite bad at these. Yeah, it's a bit of a late release. Nope. There we go. And we'll just wait for the next round on these, so we have a little bit more time. Whoa. Yeah. My mistake. Okay. Yeah, as far as shell jumps go, that was actually more relaxed than most of them are, in terms of giving me a decent chance to do it, and a repeated chance to do it. So, feels pretty fair. Even for someone as bad at those as I am. Oh, whoops. Mistake. Okay, there we go. Let's wait for the next round. I know you probably timed this out to work on the first round, but we clearly had a few issues there with coming up a little too high on the piranhas. Yeah, those guys, the big guys in the Snow Kingdom, you mean? Yeah. There is a lot of potential in an Odyssey theme. Whoa! Okay, taking that guy out is probably a bad idea. Let's get back in here. Nope. Do this again. Got it down earlier. Nope. Don't want to kill that guy. Okay. A little bit low. Nope. Keep nuking that guy every time. Work like the wind. Yeah. Actually, this is Mario Maker. I think they should be generous about respawning those piranhas anyway, so... Whoops. Okay, let's just try to clean this up, because this is not a hard obstacle at all. The piranha part anyway. The shell jump is actually a little bit harder. But let's try to do that accurately as we did before. Try to clear that jump. I think as far as message blocks go, you know, in spite of how much people depend on things like the descriptive text, and in some cases on comments, you probably don't want too many things to be language dependent. I sort of wish there were, though, because it's too bad that, you know, a lot of courses would benefit from creator comments, but with all the user comments turned off. That's precisely the kind of thing that message blocks would do, functionally. Sorry, I'm kind of semi-paying attention to the executing the jump here. seem to be getting quite a bit worse at it. But yeah, message blocks... I mean, I would personally like them. And I certainly see the potential. I can also see why Nintendo might not be implementing them. I mean, given that we don't even have power to see the descriptive text when we are in something like the Endless Queue, right? Like, it looks like, in terms of communicating things to the player, we do have a long ways to go in many respects. Yeah, sorry this part is taking so long. We had this down earlier, and then I just lost it. It's completely lost it. What did we even do? But yeah, now they just have all those coin trails, and you have like several screens of saying "Don't touch CP1" and so on. And it's all English text anyway, so, and sometimes very hard to read. Okay. Yeah. I had a decent hit rate on this shell jump earlier. I don't know why it's causing so much trouble all of a sudden. Oh, you'd prefer to do it from a standing position. Maybe that's it. Like that? Oh, I see, because then you have the spikes. Work that way, yeah. I don't know. I usually sort of think of shell jumps as sort of requiring that 2 blocks of distance, but like that. Oh, okay, no, we got it. That was much easier, in fact. And that was much easier. Oh, wait. And then, of course, I just have to miss the jump button. No, that's just going up and down from the claws. Okay, no, that's simple. That's simple. Okay, no, we have this. I don't know why I just didn't do it this way to begin with. It's so much easier. Actually, comically easier. Whoa, tried to drop and just missed. Yeah, I can see that was very much the intended timing, just to... Okay. Okay, now I'm way off the intended timing, so let's try to do this. Okay, there we go. Whoop. That looks like it's probably close to the end there. Well, hopefully the scooter would work as well as it did in Odyssey and not like the incredibly finicky 3D World car. Yeah. So far I've seen maybe precisely one truly good car level. For all the attempts to use it. Okay, there we go. Thank you for that. Yeah, pretty good setups all around. I did not look properly at the Yoshi route, obviously. And yeah, I should have read that shell jump properly to begin with instead of wasting several minutes on trying to do a running jump into it. Much more accessible than a lot of sort of actual Kaizo stages would be. And I say that as somebody who, you know, as you could see, is sometimes very bad at the shell throws. Now, I think Madman Smith is probably long gone. They were one of the people in queue when I disconnected, and I sent them a message in case they wanted to come back. I think they are long gone, so we'll just do a remove. I believe the same was true of Bokerns. Of course, if either of them are actually here, they should say something, but they are indeed quite a ways out. Let's take a look at this. Okay, Strategy Game Hunter and Zephman. We'll do yours. Strategy, I think, is actually gone. Strategy Game Hunter, you should speak up if you are here. If you are not here, that'll be unfortunate. So, given all the no-shows, Dust Donny, we may be able to get to yours after all. I'll just look at the clear rate on the Zephman's level. And Dust Donny, if you want to stick around to see your supposedly very short course, I can let you tag that code onto the end, and you will probably be the last one we do today. So let me know if you would prefer that while I punch in to Zephman's level. Yeah, and I know you are here. So yeah, Dust Donny, I will reopen very briefly for your code, and I will close up again. Thank you for sticking around and talking design with us. Of course, I'm sure at this point I'll see this, frightfully low clear rate on the Zephman's level and immediately regret doing this. But maybe not. GCG. Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding around with you. Not that hard to complete. Oh, spot the difference. Yeah, 20%. Honestly, Uno Mas, Blinded Misdirection. Okay, yeah. Oh, Uno Mas, one of those one-jump courses, right? Yeah, spot the difference. Honestly, like, last week somebody sent me the hardest spot the difference I have seen in Mario Maker. There is no way yours is as hard, I think, from the nearly 30% clear rate, although that one had a clear rate that was pretty high as well, simply because spot the difference doesn't kill you very much. Let's take a look. I'm quite serious. I had a spot the difference last week where I was stuck on every single thing. And so I just do not expect this to be that punishing. Let's grab these endless one-ups. GLHF, I appreciate that. You got 10 coins, you got bumpers. Looks like there is a coin that's underneath the ice block here, or some other object that's rotating under it. Like, it wouldn't be a coin because it's under a block, but there is something under the block. I can kind of see it blinking at me, so... Yeah, not quite a 2x2. This is a 4x4, but yeah, it's definitely pretty claustrophobic. At least it means you have a fairly small area to inspect. But it does mean that the differences may be extremely slight. I'm looking at the trampolines, looking at the blasters. I know that sometimes there's a bit of an optical illusion where you can disguise things. Oh, the pipe direction, actually. The pipe direction is the thing. Yeah, disguise things with the rotating blades, and you have the little solution clue here. It's very nice. Okay. So... we have... the P-switches look the same, the panels look the same. Mushroom platforms look the same. Except this one doesn't go all the way down. Yep, have the little solution telling me that I was indeed correct to look there. Okay, fire bars look the same. Icicles. Looks like there is... no, that's just a bit of background art that's blinking beneath that icicle. Let's see if the burners are disguising anything. Seesaws. Got the one-ups coasting back and forth. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for things like overlaps or any hidden objects. And, oh, Bokerns, welcome back. Bokerns, it did say it's closed, but you were here earlier when we had a disconnection, so I will try to get to yours. I did try to leave you a message saying that we had gotten back online, so stick around, I will try to get to yours. But, will depend on how quickly we can get through these two, which are both supposedly pretty quick. Let me take a look at this again. So you have arrows. They look about equivalent. On-off setups look about equivalent. The burner directions seem okay. It may actually be something to do with the fire bar pattern, like one of them being slightly slower out of sync. So let's watch that carefully. Maybe not. Very hard to see with them side by side like that. I think we'll just have to pick one. And we may be wrong in this one. Yeah, we're wrong. There is a one-up clue up ahead, so let's just do this over again. We knew that it was center. So it was actually the track, not the blinking background art clue that we thought it was. This was the pipe direction. This was the mushroom platform. And why on earth? Oh, I see. No. Yeah, it is the positioning of the one-ups. You can see that this one is slightly slow, so that's what the clue was telling me. Okay, so we got that much right. We have a checkpoint, we got a few more. The one-way panels look like. Looks like this is an on-off switch rather than a dotted line block. That's correct. And this may be another walking pattern thing. 30 coins, are they hiding anything? Semi-solids, don't seem to be hiding anything. Cloud blocks, coins, Goombas. Oh no, there is actually a bit of a synchronization thing going on with this Goomba. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. So what was it then? So we've kind of seen the spoiler ahead for the solution, but let's see if we can actually... Oh, no, we've seen this, we've seen this. We solved this one earlier. The next one that we had trouble with. We thought that it was a Goomba synchronization thing. Goomrat, rather. Looking at the clouds, looking at these semi-solid patterns. Oh, no, I see it now. It's the semi-solid background. You see that little bit of green background that's behind the cloud. Yeah, and it's not present in these two. Yep. Yeah, and the clue tells us it's the semi-solid. Oh yeah, you got the answer in chat. Yep, thank you. Well, I mean, it's the facing direction here, right? Like this guy. No, the facing direction faces Mario. That's wrong. You got 2 coins there. You got the size of the vine. No, you're missing the block here, because that looks like a coin instead. Yeah. Got it. Okay, thank you. We spotted the difference. I think I got lucky on the first one because I didn't read that it was actually the track in the very first one in that level, but yeah, that one was good. Not trivial, but definitely one that could still be pretty reasonably done. I've seen the full range of spotted difference at this point, so. So yeah, Bookerns, yeah, sorry about the disconnect earlier. I will let you in simply because you were here. If you are still in chat, we'll just get through Dust and Donnie first and see if you're still around, because I think he might have ducked back out. Yeah, almost spot on. Yeah, that was good. That was a kind of, you know, if there's a difficulty range for spot to difference, that was sort of normal to expert spot to difference, whereas I have seen, like, there's quite a lot of easy spot to difference out there, and I've definitely seen super expert spot to difference. So thank you for dropping by to Sethman. Hope to see more from you in the future. Let's see this Unomas level, P3D. PWW YRG. Unomas, blinded misdirection. 90%, okay. Interesting. Oh, okay, it's a tech demo, okay. Yeah, I'd love to see a tech demo. Okay, so we're gonna go and go through here, and then where does this take us? Okay, just back here. Reset door. Okay, I see. And we'll just go through and see what's going on. Hints. You got a bit of a blinking on-off setup. We'll go back through to get a reset door. Damage boost. Okay. Let's just take damage then and see what happens. Ah, okay. No. We actually did see a variant of that in a troll level earlier. That was actually the we did in fact see that in a practical use case just a few levels ago earlier today. So yeah, thank you for the follows, all of you. I think my follow alert is actually not working today for whatever reason, but we've had a lot of technical issues with this stream today, so a big disconnect earlier. So yeah, we'll mark that as a win, but Dust Donnie, thanks for showing that off. That was, as I said, a bit of tech that probably would have had more kick to it if we did not actually just see it for the first time a few levels ago, because somebody had used that as their end screen trick. But it's still neat to know that, you know, the interaction between the Dry Bones invincibility and missing the flag entirely, like, that is very useful. So yeah. So yeah, I'm always up for tech demos like that. Always like looking at that stuff, so I don't know if at some point you'll want to show me something a little more elaborate, but hopefully, since you gave me a follow, you're able to catch me, and you've got tons of stuff. So lots of stuff here, and I would be glad to look it over at some point when I run another viewer stream, so thank you for dropping by. With that, yeah, unfortunately, I think the one fellow who got caught by the disconnect and got skipped earlier tried to come back and re-add and did not make it back in, so let me just send him a PM shortly. And if not, we will send everyone off for a raid. In fact, I might just load that one up just to take a look at the clear raid in case anything interesting pops up. Like, if it looks like it's rather short and efficient, we may just take a quick look regardless. Just out of consideration for the people who got kind of caught up with the whole disconnect earlier. 0.13, yeah, no, we're probably not going to be able to do it this stream, unfortunately. If he comes back, we'll give it an attempt, but if not, we'll just probably start up a raid. So, give me a moment. I will see if we can see anybody interesting online. And with that, I will bid all of you a very good day. I myself will probably be getting back to more Animal Crossing. But we'll get some more Mario Maker streams going, hopefully, later in the week.